Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, March 4th. I never know the day, but I always have my laptop open here. That's where I'm always looking, literally at the beginning of every single weekly vlog. That's it. And actually I have already finished, like today before filming, I have already finished the book I was in the middle of, which was a novella that was like the novella between Era 1 and Era 2 of the Mistborn series. So that was called Secret History, and we were basically following the events of the second and third books of the first trilogy, like Era 1, from a different POV. And that different POV definitely added a lot of information and some of the things that were not fully explained before, like now they make even more sense. And not only did we get like more explanations and also like a glimpse at a like the bigger universe that this series is part of, I also got a like refresher of what happened in the first trilogy, which was very appreciated because I remember the main points, but it was definitely helpful to get some more like details that I had forgotten. So yeah, I already finished that and I really enjoyed it. And now tonight I plan on starting the first book in the like Era 2. So yeah, that is Alloy of Law. Like I said, intend on starting it today. My goal is to read 1/3, which is just 100 pages, I think. So that seems definitely doable. I do have to edit my last week's weekly vlog, but that shouldn't take that long. So that does seem doable. And during this week, I definitely plan on reading this whole book. I would like to get into the second, which is Shadows of Self. Honestly, I don't know what else I want to read, but hopefully something like that is not part of the series, to also, read something different, but that is still not, I have not decided what that will be. And in terms of like not reading related things, this week I have 3 shifts at the biobank. So the first is tomorrow in the afternoon, then it's Wednesday morning, and then Thursday in the afternoon. And I am so not looking forward to that. Yeah, that's a thing that's happening that I don't want to do. That is, killing my vibe basically. But it is what it is. Also next week, in our group meetings, there is always one person that presents the work that they have been doing, and then there's another person who presents like the journal club, which is basically presenting a paper that is like not from anyone in our group, but a paper that is related to their work somehow, or like helpful to the work they are doing. And mine is next week, so this week I had to choose the paper and had to show my supervisor so she would approve it. So I did that today. I for once did not procrastinate, and I actually did it in the first day of the week. Who am I? But yeah, I did choose the paper, so now I need to read it and prepare a presentation. But yeah, I will most likely do that towards the end of the week or during the weekend. And yeah, I think that is everything. Oh, in the weekend I'm gonna get my new glasses finally, because I'm gonna go back home to my parents' house. So we'll be getting my new glasses, and now I think those are all of my plans. And welcome to the vlog. hello. So it is Tuesday and I do have reading updates, but I am mostly here to say that I no longer am lucky at the biobank. Because last week I did an update in which I basically wanted to say that I continue to be lucky. And so now I'm doing an update to say that I do no longer continue to be lucky. Because today it was chaotic. Like everything was chaotic at the biobank today. And I mean, it was in the afternoon, which I have come to agree with everyone else that it is in fact worse than the mornings. And it was chaotic because not only did we have so many samples, like we had so many samples, they barely fit in the like container that I took to get them from where we get them. Yeah, it was a lot. And then apart from that, some of them, like a few of them, did not, like they required a special kind of like processing, not the standard processing that we do for the samples. So it was a lot. It took almost 3 hours. I was just so done with that. But yeah. Moving on to better things, I do have reading updates. I'm on page 222 of The Alloy of Law, and I'm also 53% into another book. But firstly, this is the first book in the era 2 of the Mistborn series, and like overall the fourth book in the Mistborn series. And basically, this is set like a few hundred years after the first trilogy, I think. And in this series, the like magic system is based around metals, and like each metal gives a different power, and like different people have powers associated with like each metal. Like I said, this is set like many years after, and the world is very different. And in this book, the main character is called Wax, and he used to be a like detective police guy, but now he has moved back to his family's home because he needs to do his duty as a nobleman, which is basically, you know, get married. And so he is introduced to his future wife, and he, you know, he's not really enjoying that life. He much preferred his life as a police guy. And his, like a guy that used to work with him called Wayne, he goes to visit him because he wants them to investigate something, that like some thefts and also some kidnappings, or basically like those thefts, they end up with like hostages being taken. And so they are investigating that, and it is obviously related to, you know, the magic that exists in this world. And I'm really enjoying it. I am very invested in the story and in the characters, and it is definitely not as like epic as the books in the first trilogy in the series, but still I'm really enjoying it, and I really like the characters. I especially love Wayne. He is so funny. Like every time he's on the page, he's just so funny. Everything he says, absolutely love him. I'm obsessed with him. And yeah, I'm having a great time with this book. And then I also started Good Girl Bad Blood, which is the second book in a Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, which is YA thriller mystery. And we follow Pip, and in the first book, she, you know, was investigating a mystery. And now in this second book, like she has gained some fame from what she did in the first book, and now she has a podcast. But she had like decided to not investigate anymore because she got like really obsessed in the first book, and like she got hurt, she got other people hurt, she, you know, it was bad. So she decided to not do any more investigating. She's just using her podcast to like tell the story of the investigation in the first book, and also like the trials that are still happening in regards to that case. But then the brother of a friend of hers goes missing, and now she is once again investigating, and she is once again being kind of threatened to stay away from the investigation. And yeah, I am, like I said, about halfway through and I'm really liking it. I still really love Pip and Ravi, and I also like the new character that we're following, like the brother of the guy that went missing. And I mean, I don't know if he was already like part of book one, but like if he was, he wasn't relevant. So now that he's actually relevant, I like to be following him as well. And I'm really interested in the mystery as well. And yeah, I'm really enjoying both of the books that I'm reading, which is why I have read so much. I read like around 300 pages of that other book and 220 of this one in 2 days, like after work. So like that is a lot for me. So that definitely means that I am really enjoying the books I'm reading. And yeah, I'm excited. And tomorrow I have to go to the biobank again. And I mean also on Thursday, but tomorrow at least it's in the morning, so I'm hoping and praying that it will be better. But yeah, that is not really exciting. And then, like I said, I need to prepare my presentation, but I think I'm gonna do that more towards the end of the week because I don't really feel like doing it. Let's just be honest here. I don't feel like it. But yeah, I think that is everything that I had to update because I literally talked to you yesterday, so not much has happened. So yeah, that is it. I will probably talk to you, I'm hoping, on Thursday. Hello, it is Thursday, and I have quite a few reading updates because I have finished 2 books and started another. So I finished the 2 books that I was reading, which was The Alloy of Law and Good Girl, Bad Blood. And well, starting off with this one because it's literally in my hands. I think I don't know how many pages I had, but not many. I think I had less than 100 pages. Not entirely sure. But in those few pages that I had left, like it was insanely like fast paced and action packed, and I was on the edge of my seat because there were like I mean, not like many fight scenes, but it was a fight scene that was, so long and in my opinion so good, and I just loved it. And I continue to love the characters, continue to be very invested in the plot, and we had like enough resolution of part of the plots, but also there is still, so much for the rest of the series. And so yeah, I had a great time. I'm giving this one 4 stars, and like I said, it's not as epic as the first trilogy, or at least I think I said that. It's not as epic, it's not as insane, but it's still really, really good. I'm still very interested in this plot and obviously in this series, and I am planning on starting the next one, which is Shadows of Self, tomorrow. Yeah, I'm planning on it. I'm not entirely sure if I will, or like if I do, I'm not sure I will be reading much because I'm gonna, go back to my parents' house, and I'm gonna get my glasses also tomorrow, my new glasses. So I'm surely gonna get home like pretty late. So I don't know if I will read any of this, and probably will not be reading much if I do read anything. And then I finished, like I said, Good Girl, Bad Blood, and I don't know how far I was into that one, maybe like halfway through. Honestly, I have no idea. And that one I also really, really loved, and also like I was on the edge of my seat for that one. I was super invested in the mystery. I also really love the characters in that one. And from the reviews I've seen of like the people I follow, most of them like the first book more than that one, but I actually like that one more. And I thought that the, plot twist was crazy in a good way, and I really liked it. And like the ending of that book was absolutely insane. And yeah, I loved it. I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars because like I really really loved it, but 5 stars are like, for me 5 stars are more of like a feeling, and I did not get the 5-star feeling, but I really really loved it nonetheless. And so yeah, 4.5 stars. And I started today the third and last book in that trilogy, which is As Good as Dead. I am 26% in, and I'm also really loving this. In this one, Pip is, well, she's struggling with, like, after what happened at the end of last book, the thing that I said was absolutely insane. She's struggling with that. She is really not doing well. And on top of that, she has a stalker and she's being threatened. And so she's trying to, figure out who's threatening her, obviously, since no one else seems to be taking that seriously except like her boyfriend and some of her friends. But yeah, she's really going through it. But I mean, obviously I feel bad for her, but I'm loving the book. I am, like I said, 26% in. I'm really loving it. I don't know if I'm going to be reading any more of it tonight because I already read this 26%. I already finished this book all today. So I'm not sure if I'm going to read any more or if I'm just going to, do nothing, because it's already almost midnight. So there is that. And today I also had my last shift at the biobank for the week. And oh my god, the biobank this week was absolutely chaotic every single time I was there. And everyone else that I talked to about the biobank that was also there this week, they also said that it was chaotic in their shifts. Like, I don't know what was going on, because like not only do we have so many samples, like in all of the days there were samples for like different projects that had to be treated kind of differently than the standard procedure. I think I said this on Tuesday, but it continued to be true yesterday and today. And yeah, it's just chaotic. It was still better than Tuesday, because Tuesday I left at like after 6, and today I left at like 5:40 maybe. So I mean, it was still better, like half an hour earlier. So yeah, still a lot better. But oh my god, so chaotic, so goddamn chaotic. But yeah, it's done for this week. Next week I think I only have a shift. I think I only have a shift for the rest of the weeks in this month. But also I have classes. So there is that. I have classes next week and the week after. And next week, I think I said I also have that presentation that I need to prepare that I have not yet. I mean, I have started reading the paper and I have like started organizing some of my thoughts for the presentation, but it's not, not done. Not even close to being done. And then yeah, obviously need to do that. I honestly don't think I'm gonna be finishing the presentation this week. I am planning on finishing it like on Monday next week, so we'll see. Maybe if I don't manage to do it tomorrow, like if I have to be working on other things tomorrow, I will work on it during the weekend and then finish it on Monday. We'll see. Either way, I'm still not stressed about it. Like maybe that is the problem. I can only work under pressure, which sucks because then I get like so anxious and stressed and I hate it, but also I cannot work if I'm not stressed. You know? Yeah. That's it. Tomorrow I'm obviously gonna go to work, try to work on my presentation, but like I said, I need the pressure, so I will probably procrastinate that. And then I'm gonna go back home and get my glasses finally. And yeah, that's it. I will talk to you probably at some point during the weekend. Hello, it is Saturday, and as you can probably see, I have my new glasses, and I'm still getting used to them because they're so different. Like, I look so different with them. And the funny thing is, when I went to buy my previous glasses, I was like, I want like glasses that are very noticeable. And then I ended up buying these. They're like so thin, they're not in your face. And then when I went to buy these, I was like, I want glasses that are similar to these because I liked how they looked on me. And then I ended up buying these. So there's that. But I have not done much reading. I don't really have, many reading updates. I haven't yet started Shadows of Self. I do intend to start it tonight, but I also intended to start it last night. So, who knows? And the only thing I made progress on is As Good as Dead. I got to 52%. And I was really, really loving this book. I was very invested. I was on the edge of my seat because it was insane. But now, like, just before I finished last night what I was reading, we got the reveal of, the killer, basically. And I thought it was pretty obvious. So, like, unless we have some sort of plot twist, like, nothing is as it seems, like, it was very obvious. I'm not sure I love that. And I was really loving that everything was, like, connecting to the events of the first and second books, even if they seemed, like, kind of disconnected at first. Like, everything was making sense together, and I was really, really loving it. And obviously the main character was not having a good time, but I was, really liking the book. I was on the edge of my seat. Like I said, I was so excited and at the same time nervous and worried and, feeling all the things you want to feel in a thriller. But yeah, not sure how I feel about the reveal because I saw it coming and I didn't wanted to have seen it coming because in the other two books, I was shocked with the reveals, and so I expected to be shocked by the reveal in this one as well. So, yeah, unless there is another plot twist, and I hope there is, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm still definitely really enjoying it, but I'm not, like, as obsessed as I was before. But yeah, those are the reading updates. And then I bought 3 books. Actually, in the last 2 days, I bought 6 books. Because yesterday I was like I got an email basically actually that was saying that there was, a website where I buy books that had discounts, and I was like, okay. So I went there, and then I realized that I still had like a birthday gift card thingy because my birthday was like a month ago, so I still had that, and it was like a €5 discount, and I was like, okay. So I bought 3 books, and they were the last 2 books in the Expanse series and the last book in the Throne of Glass series, which were the books that I was still missing in those series. So I bought them, and whenever I get them, I will have the series, like all of the books in the series. And then today, I actually bought 3 books, and I got them for free basically because I also had gift cards, and I had gift cards because of a thing that was happening during Christmas, and we could like take some, I think it was like inside of balls, and we choose the balls, and whatever price was on the balls, you got them as cards. And like obviously you had to pay, I think you paid, and like whatever you paid was for charity, and then you have the gifts you could get, like different amounts of money in gift cards. So I had 3 gift cards. That got me 3 books. Actually, I didn't spend the whole thing, but these were the books I wanted anyway. So that is it. So I got Out, which is, I know it's a thriller horror thing. Not entirely sure if it's a mystery as well. But yeah, I have been wanting to read this book for a while, and This one is in Portuguese, which is not exactly what I wanted, but they did not have it in English. But yeah, so this one is definitely like, this one is the most expensive. This one is basically the price of the other two combined because books in Portuguese are just very expensive. But yeah, it's also really big. I prefer the books that are like this size, but it is what it is. So I got this, very excited to read it. Don't know when I'll get into any of them, honestly, because buying books and reading books are two completely different hobbies, and clearly I have both. So yeah, this is the first book. Then I got Wayward, which I think is like a fantasy magical realism book. And in the front it says, "Man invented the word witch. We call ourselves Wayward." And the cover I know from this book is not this one. I actually like the other cover better because this one is like a very pink, like in your face kind of pink. And I'm not, the biggest fan of pink myself. So I don't love this cover, like the pink, but I do really like the bird because it brings the creepy vibe in. And the other one cover is like more creepy overall. But they did not have the other cover there and I wanted the book, so I got this one. And then lastly, I got The Invocations, which is actually one of my anticipated releases for this year. So I was very excited to find this book there. I was not expecting to, but yeah, very happy that I did and very excited to get into this one. This will probably be, out of these three, this will probably be the one I read first because like I said, it's one of my anticipated releases and I also love the cover of this one. Looks kind of creepy, but also really pretty. Absolutely love it. And yeah, those are the books that I got. And I just finished filming my video, my outro and intro basically for this book. And I will have to edit that tonight, which I am not exactly looking forward to, but I will. Also, this book is the only one in the series that is like really floppy and it was so satisfying to read. The others are not, which is sad. Like, look at this. There's no flop. No flop at all. Which means I will probably break the spine, which doesn't bother me personally, but I know a lot of people are bothered by broken spines. And I would rather not break it. I would rather read a book like this where I can just, read like this and the spine doesn't break. But yeah, anyway, I do want to start reading this tonight. I also want to make progress in this, but I'm not entirely sure I will. And now also I'm not as obsessed as I was before, so I actually probably won't. So there's that. And yeah, I think that is everything. I will probably not talk to you tomorrow because I need to go back to my house. I need to go grocery shopping. I need to also go vote. Tomorrow is the day to vote here in Portugal. So yeah, there will be a lot going on and I will probably not really have those many reading updates anyway. So I will talk to you again on Monday to wrap up the vlog. Hello, it is Monday and I made some progress in actually 3 books because one was a short story that was set between, let me get the book, between this book and this book. So before I actually started reading this one, I read that short story, which was 40 pages. So I can't really say much of what it was about, but we were basically following Jack It was called, it has a really long title. I think it's Elomancer Jack and the Pits of Altania, something like that. And so we were following Jack, and he was like looking for a treasure, and at the same time he gets caught up with some creatures that he has to fight slash trick slash give them something to escape with his life. And like I said, it was very, very short. I can't say anything else about it because it would just be the whole plot. But it was fun, but it wasn't like anything crazy, because I mean, how crazy can 40 pages be, you know? But yeah, it was fun. I'm giving it 3 stars. Like, it was okay. I didn't love it, but I definitely didn't dislike it. Like, I enjoyed it, but it was just, you know, okay. And then I started Shadows of Self. I'm on page 126, which is 1/3 in. And in this one, there was like an auction at the beginning of the book, and it was like the governor's brother's auction, and everyone was killed, everyone that was there. And then apparently, like, all those people were the most infamous criminals of the city. And so now Wax and Wayne and Marasi are investigating, and we already had some cool fight scenes. I'm already invested in the plot and the mystery, and I still love the characters, obviously. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time already. And yeah, can't really say much because only a third in, and also it's the second book in the series. I don't want to spoil anything that happened in the first one. And then I read a little more of As Good as Dead. I got to 70-ish%, and I'm actually liking it more than I thought I would. Like, after the reveal that was obvious, I'm actually liking it. I'm not as obsessed as I thought I would be, or as obsessed as I was in the first half, but I'm still really enjoying it, and I'm still like, I'm stressed, you know? It's giving me the feeling that a thriller should give me. I'm definitely stressed. I'm on the edge of my seat. I am excited. I am nervous. I am feeling all the things. I'm still really, really, really enjoying it. I'm just not as obsessed with it as I thought I would be. But yeah, that is everything that I have read. And actually this week, I read so much. I was like adding up the pages that I read this week, like before filming, and I read so much. I finished Mistborn's Secret History. I read Good Girl, Bad Blood. I read The Alloy of Law. I read the first 126 pages of Shadows of Self. I read Elomancer, Jack, and the Pits of Altania. Yeah, that was the title. And I read 70-ish% of As Good as Dead, and that is 1,423 pages. I don't know how I read that much, like working and, you know, not being home most of the day. I have no idea how I managed that, but I'm really happy, especially because I really enjoyed all of the books that I read. Like, we have, I mean, the short story was 3 stars, but that was just because it was really, really, really short. Everything else was either like 4 or 4.5 stars. So yeah, I mean, had a great time, and the ones I'm in the middle of, I'm really enjoying them as well. And so yeah, I'm really happy with this reading week, and that is everything for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!